Hello friends, this is your friend Yash Singh speaking. Friends, I hope that all of you are doing well. Friends, today, India is standing at such a point where Modi government has completely failed in every issue, whether it is a matter of India's security, economy, inflation, work and jobs. This Modi government has completely failed in every matter. But the bigger thing is that YouTubers who expose the failures of the government are also being attacked. BJP-supported right-wing media is misusing copyright, which is not only a threat to independent journalism, but the game of silencing. The true voice of the people through YouTube is also a threat to India's democracy and freedom of expression. That is why, friends, I would request you to understand this burning issue completely till the end. Look, friends, a well-planned attack is being carried out on independent YouTubers and journalists in India. It has been clearly observed that right-wing media outlets, especially Asian News International, ANI, are abusing YouTube's copyright system to target creators who criticize the policies of the Narendra Modi government. This misuse of copyright strikes is not only crushing freedom of expression, but also threatening the values of digital journalism and democracy in India. Popular YouTuber Mohak Mangal and other creators have recently exposed this digital extortion game, which has created a stir in the YouTube community. This article understands the depth of this crisis, analyzes information obtained from recent media reports and transcripts, and demands YouTube to correctly interpret the Copyright Act of India and provide protection to independent journalists. Mohak Mangal's expose: Copyright strike or digital extortion. Friends, on May 26, 2025, YouTuber Mohak Mangal released a video titled Dear ANI on his channel, in which he made serious allegations against ANI. Mohak pointed out that two of his videos, which analyzed the Kolkata rape case and Operation Sindoor, used short clips of 11 and 9 seconds from ANI. For these clips, ANI issued 2 copyright strikes on his channel and demanded 48 lakh rupees plus GST to remove the strikes. Mohak argued that their use falls under fair dealing under Section 52 of the Copyright Act of India, 1957, which allows limited use for criticism, review, and news reporting. ANI not only threatened Mohak, but also claimed via email that they had 810 more strikes ready and that the channel could be shut down if the money was not paid. Mohak shared a screenshot of this email in his video, which has over 53 lakh views. Other YouTubers, such as at Pipoye, at Only News 24x7, at Samir Talks, at Thugesh, at Dakat Kabarin, and at Rajat Pawar, also shared similar experiences. These creators reported that ANI demanded between 10 lakh rupees and 50 lakh rupees, and in one case it was claimed that a famous revolutionary YouTuber settled by paying 50 lakh rupees. This revelation shows that ANI's motive is not copyright protection, but to intimidate and silence independent creators. Censorship campaign by right-wing media. Friends, recent media reports and posts on X show that ANI and other right-wing media outlets are systematically targeting independent journalists and YouTubers by using YouTube's copyright system. The Reporters Collective revealed that ANI is trying to extract huge sums of money from small creators by taking advantage of the ambiguity present in India's Copyright Act and YouTube's policies. Users on X, such as @Zubair and @Sid Kevichar, termed ANI's tactics as extortion and mafia tactics, alleging that the organization was working to promote the propaganda of the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP. In 2023, Prasar Bharati issued copyright strikes against creators such as journalist Abhisar Sharma for using clips from parliamentary proceedings and speeches of Prime Minister Modi. These clips were created with taxpayer money, yet were taken down citing copyright, severely impacting creators' earnings. In 2024, channels such as Bolta Hindustan and Lockheed India faced bans or demonetization following notices from the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. According to a Reuters Institute report, 56% of Indians use YouTube for news, as trust in traditional media is declining. But right-wing channels like NMF News, Rajdharma, and Headlines India continue to spread misinformation and Islamophobia with impunity, while independent creators face attacks such as copyright strikes, hacking, or channel shutdowns. Journalist Girijesh Vashisht also told us that ANI buys footage from freelance stingers for 1,000 to 1,500 rupees and sells it for lakhs. These footage, such as press conferences or public statements, are often in the public domain, yet ANI claims them by putting its copyright stamp on them. For example, ANI records press conferences of the Ministry of External Affairs or statements of the Election Commission and claims copyright in its name, which is ethically and legally unacceptable. It is controversial. Ambiguity of the Copyright Act and its misuse. Friends, India's Copyright Act 1957 allows fair dealing under Section 52, which includes limited use of copyrighted material for criticism, review, and news reporting. But this law is vaguer than the US fair use doctrine, which makes it easier to misuse. Indian courts have recognized transformative use in cases such as India TV versus Yash Raj Films, 2016, and Civic Chandran versus Amini Amma, 1996. But organizations like ANI take advantage of this ambiguity. Legal expert Sonam Chandwani says that ANI issuing a strike without notice is a violation of normal legal process. Friends, we were also told that ANI's footage is not a creative work because it is purchased from freelance stringers or stamped on public domain material like press conferences. The Copyright Act protects literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic works, but treating ANI's footage as a creative work is controversial. Still, YouTube's automated system, which is based on the US Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, does not give creators a chance to claim fair use. YouTube's policies are vague, and strikes are sometimes accepted and sometimes revoked, leaving small creators feeling helpless. YouTube's inaction and the threat of censorship. Friends, YouTube's automated strike system and vague policies make this crisis even more serious. Girijesh Vashisht told in the transcript that YouTube has not made any concrete arrangements to protect creators. If a claimant makes a copyright claim, YouTube issues a strike without investigation, putting the creator's channel in danger. Receiving 3 strikes can lead to the channel being permanently closed. This system leaves small creators helpless in front of powerful organizations like ANI, which has also sued giants like OpenAI and Wikimedia. Friends, we also mention that many big YouTubers have taken the services of ANI out of fear, even if they do not use their footage. This is a kind of extortion where creators have to pay lakhs of rupees to save their livelihood. This situation is not only unethical, but also a big threat to digital journalism in India. Demand for reform for YouTube. Look, friends, the misuse of copyright strikes by the BJP-backed right-wing media is weakening the freedom of expression and democratic values in India. YouTube should not bow down to the pressure of the government or powerful media houses. It should protect the rights of independent creators and the public. To deal with this crisis, YouTube should take the following steps. Implement clear fair use policies. YouTube should clearly recognize Section 52 of the Copyright Act of India and redesign its automated systems to prevent fake strikes. Mandate notices before strikes. Claimants should be required to send cease and desist notices before issuing strikes, as suggested by YouTuber Dhruv Rathi. This will give creators a chance to remove disputed content. Increase transparency. YouTube should publish detailed reports on the use of copyright strikes, including the identity of claimants and the outcome of the resolution to prevent abuse. Strengthen the appeals process. Human moderation and a dedicated appeal system should be introduced so that smaller creators can challenge strikes without fear. Protect public domain content. Explicitly prohibit copyright claims on parliamentary proceedings, press conferences, and other taxpayer-funded content. Raise public awareness. YouTube should run campaigns to educate creators about copyright law and fair use. Conclusion: YouTube must take responsibility. Copyright strikes have been seen to be misused by right-wing media outlets like ANI, which is a well-planned conspiracy to suppress independent journalism in India. This not only threatens the livelihoods of creators, but also affects the right to information of 462 million Indian users. YouTube's inaction and unclear policies further aggravate this crisis. We heard several journalists say that this is a dangerous situation where any channel can be shut down in a jiffy. Look, friends, YouTube has to adopt the spirit of India's Copyright Act and protect independent voices. This platform is not just a medium of entertainment, but an important medium of democratic dialogue. If YouTube ignores this crisis, it will lose the trust of India's digital community. The public needs a platform that promotes open dialogue, not promotes censorship through legal loopholes. YouTube now has to take responsibility and ensure that independent YouTubers and journalists can raise their voices without fear. If YouTube do understand this vital issue that we are discussing, then believe us, YouTube will not only lose its faith in 1.4 billion people in India, but will also lose its stock market price in US stock exchange. Look, friends, understand that the day the right to freedom of speech ends in India, then understand that democracy in India is over. And it is not only our duty to save it, but also the duty of social media platforms like YouTube. I end with these words. Friends, thank you very much for joining till the end. Thanks a lot. Your friend Yash Singh signing off. Satyamev Jayate.